Are you focusing on the right things to bring you fulfillment and happiness? In this episode, I'll share the 5 things that I see working for successful business leaders.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm Diane Rolston, your host, and today we're going to talk about what's actually going to make you happy in 2022. You see, you have a choice to pick what society is marketing to you or what would actually serve you. And I'm going to go through those 5 steps of the things that I'm doing with my clients, that I do in my own life, and that I actually see working so that you can have the happiness in 2022 that you want. So I'm going to share what I see working for female business leaders. I'm going to share what I see happening and helping business owners, corporate people, what I have done and what I've been doing year after year for the past decade with my clients. And I'm going to share with you the 5 steps that I do every single year, myself and my business, and what I have my clients do every single year. So let me go through this. What will actually make you happy in 2022? Do you know? Is what you did in 2021, did that make you happy? Did that make you feel fulfilled, satisfied, content, like you've achieved? Has it made you feel that way? This is, a decision that you need to make for yourself. But what I see often happening is that people are choosing what society is marketing to them. So come up with your own little list in your head. What are the things that you feel society is marketing to you that makes you successful or not, that makes you happy or not? Maybe it is that shiny new car. Maybe it is that bigger home. Maybe it is the red bottomed shoes or the Louis Vuitton bag. What is it that you think is marketed to you from society as to what will make you happy? Is it having the perfect look? Is it around the type of level or success that you need to have in your business? Is it around the amount of money that you need to make? If we look at all 10 areas of life, that's where I look to with my clients. I look at all 10 areas of life. And in doing so, we can really start to figure out what is it that you want? You, what is it that you want? Not what is it everyone else forcing on you to do, right? So we have a choice, but the sad thing is so many people just go with the flow. So many people don't put an actual intention into what do I want for 2022? Maybe they pick a resolution. Maybe they pick some outrageous goal, and that's fantastic. However, it's not going to bring you fulfillment. I've worked with a client who, with 2 other people, built and sold a company for $75 million. His cut was $25 million. He was not satisfied. He was not happy at the end of that time. It's sad. He could have bought anything. He could have had anything, but the true contentment and fulfillment, he couldn't buy. And the sad thing is he didn't know what he needed. So I'm going to share with you this 5-step process that you can go through. Preferably, let's go through it together. But this is the 5-step process that I take my clients through that can really help you to know that in 2022, you're going to be focused on the things that will make you happy, that will have you feel content. So let's go through this 5-step process that you can take to help you to feel more satisfied and happy in 2022. The first step is evaluation of where you've been, evaluation of, what did you achieve in 2021? And what were the disappointments that you had in 2021? And what's all the learning that you had from these different areas? What I often see the mistake is that people only focus on the top milestones, the top achievements, rather than looking really deep into what are the smaller pieces and what are the pieces from all 10 areas? And what is because I was able to do that, what then was I able to do? And not looking at both two sides, the being and the doing, because we only look at the doing, only the achievements, only the outward success, where maybe there were some shifts in mindset, shifts in perspective, shifts in habits that you need to acknowledge. And acknowledging in that will help you to be more successful in 2022. There's another full process that I go through in order to do that. So evaluation of where you've been is the first step. A lot of people just jump into goal setting. They jump into visioning too early, way too early. Big mistake. The second piece the step that you go through in my process is to really have clarity on all 10 areas of life. Many times people just set goals in life and business, life and business, life and business. But the thing is, business or work, career is only one of 10 areas. So if you're trying to balance these, right, life is always going to be heavier, but we put more time and energy and maybe money and stress and focus on the business area, but it's only one of 10. So you need to have clarity on what you want with all areas of life, and not just like what you want, but what's ideal. What's ideal? And if you do this process by yourself, you will succumb to limiting beliefs, to saboteurs. And so you really need to have someone outside of you to be able to go through this process with, so that you get clarity on what you actually want, and in a way that's ideal, rather than just a way that's like realistic, limited, that has your saboteur speaking into them. The third step is, once you've evaluated where you've come from and you've taken the golden nuggets from that, and you have clarity on what you want in all 10 areas, the next piece is to start creating a plan of what to do first, a plan of what do you want in each area, a plan of what needs to happen now, what can happen later. Also, what I love to do with my clients is to look at which goals are dynamic goals, meaning you focus on this goal, but it helps these other goals to happen as well. Why do we do that? Less energy, less money, less stress. And you can have all of these other goals happen at the same time. So people have asked me, how have you been able to achieve so much in a short amount of time, or with kids, or whatever it may be? And that's how I've been able to do it, is because I strategically choose dynamic goals. And you might not be able to see it, but I have this way of looking at it and being able to piece, like, let's do this, because then you can do this process and this system in order to have that goal be reached at the exact same time. That was step 3. Step 4, you need to get into action, right? Now, how is getting into action helping you to actually be happy in 2022? Because when we are in action on our plan, our goals, our desires, whose agenda are we fulfilling? Our own agenda, your agenda. The problem is that you're probably a very kind, generous, giving person that likes helping others. And if you are not in action on your own plan, guess whose plan ends up in your calendar? Guess whose goals end up in your schedule book? Guess whose activities, tasks end up being done by you? Other people's goals, other people's agendas. And so you need to be in action on your own stuff. Plus, perfectionism, procrastination, saboteurs, they all come in and they can all stop you. And so part of step 4 is actually helping you to break it down into bite-sized pieces that are super easy for you to 150% attain. If you know that no matter what, you're going to be able to achieve these things, it's going to be so much easier and so much more beneficial to you being happy and reaching your success in 2022. Some of our listeners, you just have the greatest names when you do our 5-star reviews. This one comes from Macy the cat. She says, love it. Diane gives such a great perspective to help people do better. This is a great show. Thank you so much, whoever is behind Macy the cat, for your 5-star review. And please email our team at DianeRolston.com, and let us know your mailing address so we can send you a little something in the mail. Do you want that as well? Then just write us a 5-star review, and when we read your review on the air, then we'll send you a little something in the mail. 5th step. This is the one that people forget. This is the one that people don't put into place. And this is how people come to me and they go, I'm just not achieving my goal. Or I meet people and year after year after year, they have the same exact goal that they're just not reaching. 5th step, accountability. And not just simple accountability of like, I'm just going to tell my friend that I'm doing it or not doing it, or someone on my team or my upline or this other person in my mastermind group, like someone who's actually willing to go on the line for you, to like call you out on your BS, to be able to also encourage you when you're having successes, to help to point out to you, hey, look at how you're doing really well right here. How will this actually make you happy? Because when you're focused on the things that you want to do and you have accountability for it and you have someone cheering you on, you're more likely to achieve your goals. So that's my 5-step process. Boom, 5-step process to get you happier in 2022, because you're actually going to be going after the goals that you want. You're going to be achieving things that internally you desire, and not in just a realistic way, but in an ideal way, in that bigger way of what you want things to be like. Please, 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 please don't just let 2022 just start and roll, because no matter what, time will go by. No matter what, you will be influenced by society, influenced by others. Please do these 5 steps to be able to focus on what makes you the happiest and helps you to be able to move forward. Thank you so much for joining me with this episode. I really hope that you put some of this into practice, and even better, that you join me for the Dynamic Year Retreat. If you can't make it in person, you know that you can join us virtually, or you can do it one-on-one with me, or do the home learning program. So you got options. I really hope you join us. And I'm really curious of which of these 5 things that I explained today that you're actually going to put into practice. Put them in the comments. Make sure you share this with a friend, hit subscribe, and write us a review, because I love reading out the Dynamic Women podcast reviews on air. And when you do that, I'm going to send you a little something special in the mail. So until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.